Coming to you live from my apartment, it's Rob Has a Podcast, and here's a guy who's neither the brightest crayon in the box or in the box. Rob Cesternino, hello everybody, and welcome to our Wednesday night Big Brother recap here. It's Wednesday, July 16th. We just finished watching the veto ceremony, and Donny, with an assist from the man upstairs, was able to take Jocasta off the block. The backdoor plan for Devin is in the works, and we're going to talk about it all here. And we've got a very, very fun show here tonight. Of course, with me is the man who's watching the live feeds 24/7 to keep us in the know. Here is Mr. Brian Lynch. Brian, how are you?
I'm great, Rob. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic because we got this person set up now. She is with us. It was a couple weeks in the making, but we finally did it. Here's Cara Monaco.
Hi.
Cara, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic, Cara. Very excited to finally get you on. We had some tech issues, but we had some schedule issues, but it all worked out. It was meant to be.
Yes, it was meant to be.
Good. And so we're going to talk about everything from tonight's Big Brother. Of course, we have the chat room going here on robhasawebsite.com. You could also use your hashtag RHAP, and we'll take your questions also later on in the show on our YouTube channel here by clicking the video. Still dealing with some issues on my main YouTube channel. This is the Rob Has a Podcast YouTube channel that we're doing tonight's show on. So a lot to talk about here on our Big Brother 16 wrap-up. Cara, first, let me start with you and ask you, what's your take on this crazy season? You played on a season which featured a big character in the early going, creating a lot of problems in the house, in Willie Hantz. What has been the comparison in your mind between Willie and Devin?
I don't know. Caleb kind of reminds me more of Devin. Of Willie. Caleb is like Willie 2.0, but Devin and Willie, I don't know. The difference between Devin is I think he's like a really likable kind of villainous character. Like, he still has a heart, and you kind of like feel bad for him sometimes, even though he's annoying.
How dare you say Devin's annoying? How dare you?
He has a daughter.
Okay.
He has a daughter.
Did you know he has a daughter? I didn't know that.
He has a daughter, and he has honor, and he has integrity. And so
he does. He's likable, though.
I did start to feel bad for Devin tonight for the first time because, he was such a bully and such a big shot in the house. But then at the point when he lost the veto competition and the whole house was cheering, I felt bad for him.
Yeah, I felt bad for him, too. But he knew it was coming.
I guess so.
He wasn't blindsided by it.
I guess so. I really thought this week could have gone two ways for Devin, where I thought he could have really, had a tantrum, sort of a la Willie Hantz, when things weren't going his way, and then, figure out some way to, get out of the house without having to be voted out. But Devin has sort of just been like sulking around, it seems like, and he is going out seemingly in a pretty respectable way.
Yeah, he is. It definitely takes a toll on you when you're nominated, and you do get down, so you're kind of not yourself. But he's done a pretty good job. But I was waiting for him to pull some rabbit out of the hat, but I don't think that's gonna happen.
No, I don't think so.
Brian, you'd have to tell us because you watch the live feed, so you would know more than us.
Well, he has campaigned some. However, he said that he was going to do it respectfully, and there's really not much going on with it.
Brian, would Devin have been better off this week to pretend he had some terrible sickness and not even play in the veto competition, so Donny would have felt bad and tried to win the veto for him?
And just weep when you get the veto. Just weep. She just weeped.
Yes.
Wailing, not weeping.
Yes.
Weep. It was interesting.
Cara, you should have tried this. Yeah, did you ever contemplate this of maybe not playing in the veto competition, and then somebody will feel bad for you and win it for you?
You know what? I wish I had taken that route. That did happen on my season. Someone hurt their back and couldn't play, and I'm like, maybe I should have played that card. Everyone felt sorry for them, and
Yeah.
I don't know.
That would have been the way to go. All right, let's talk about tonight's episode, and then we'll ultimately get to the stuff from the live feeds. Let's start off, of course, with everything from where we picked up on from the Battle of the Block on Sunday night, and we had the cliffhanger that Nicole was gone, and maybe she would not be reappearing. Were you happy to see Nicole was back in the backyard?
Not really, no. If I can be honest, I'm not like that impressed with her, so I don't know.
Oh, why are you not impressed with Nicole?
Honestly, her voice it drives me crazy, and I heard she was talking a little smack on me on the live feed. So
what did
not a fan.
you say?
I don't know. She was just, Brian. This is
Brian. What did Nicole say about Kara?
Oh my God, I don't even know. I did not see it. So I mean, did someone tell you that she was talking trash? What was supposedly said?
If anyone says anything on the live feeds, they will tweet it to you. So people tweeted to me that she said stuff about me, but I don't know if it's true.
Okay. All right. Well, sometimes.
No.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
All right, maybe somebody will tell us in the chat room. Did anybody else talk smack about you?
Not that I know of. Everyone else said some good things, but she was talking smack.
Okay, good.
I mean, rightfully so. It's not like I was a great game player.
Yeah, but she could be nice. She could be nice.
Too.
Yeah,
exactly.
And she's in a frog costume.
She's in a frog costume, maybe.
Yeah.
That's punishment for talking trash about you.
Yeah, that was karma.
That's what she gets. Yep.
That's what she gets. So Devin, after the Battle of the Block, he realizes that he's basically out for himself right now, and he tells us, I'm going solo. I'm a lone wolf in this house right now, and I gotta step it up. So, do you like lone wolf, Devin?
I don't know. It's like you never know which week what Devin you're gonna get. He's constantly like a different person every week, so it's just a surprise, and I love that.
Yeah, he's full of surprises. That's one thing about Devin.
Yeah.
And
yeah, bro.
Donny, yeah, bro. Donny is also very excited about having worked with Amber. He feels like him and Amber were a good combination, and he says that, amazing things can happen when you put a model and a country boy together. But we're just friends. Like, was Caleb giving him the death stare also? Why did Donny feel like it was necessary to tell us that he was just friends with Amber?
That when I watched it, it almost felt like it was like a line they had given him to say in the diary room. Like they were feeding him a line. Because I'm like, that it just didn't seem natural for him to say that.
Yeah, which was more of a fed line to Devin. That one, he said that this was hashtag old man beatdown.
That was amazing. I actually really liked that.
Do you think that Donny even knows what Twitter is?
No, because he doesn't have a Twitter.
Yeah, I can't imagine Donny knew anything about Twitter. Maybe he's on there following Kelly Pickler, but does Donny know what a hashtag is?
No, I really doubt he does. He doesn't have it.
Didn't he say something else was a hashtag the last time, or did he say something and it was the hashtag when he said it was a happy beard day when he won the veto the first time? Brian, do you remember?
Yeah, he did say something. Hashtag. I don't know, but obviously they're always talking about hashtags in the house, and so he's going to learn something about Twitter along the way. So I'm sure he probably knows about what a hashtag is, and I don't doubt that he came up with that himself. He's a clever guy.
Okay. Well, and we also got to see Jocasta, Donny, helping Jocasta around the house. She's having quote-unquote stomach problems, and she's throwing up and having the heat exhaustion. They put a trash can near the bed. Kara, have you ever seen anybody in worse shape in the Big Brother house?
My season, Ashley was hurt. Like, she hurt her back, and so she was what I could compare it to. And I remember, her not being able to, like, get out of bed for a couple days and move and was injured. But, I don't know, Jocasta's illness is a little different. But I can say they do trap you in that backyard for hours, and you do get dehydrated, so I can kind of commiserate with her a little bit.
Yeah. Brian, how many days was she in bed for? It seemed like we barely saw her the whole episode tonight.
I think it was just about. It was at least one full day she didn't get out of bed, so probably like 2 total. I mean, she was feeling rough. I do not doubt it. I mean, y'all saw the diary rooms, right? I mean, she looked like one foot in the grave.
She did not look good.
She looked like a zombie.
She looked very ill.
So you got to give her props for even like getting up to really she's getting up to work for us and entertain us at that point when she obviously felt like trash.
Okay. Well, Kara, I wanted to specifically ask you about this devil's triangle here between Caleb, Amber, and Cody that really develops in this episode, because I'm hoping as a woman you can give us some insight into this. And I don't know if you've ever had a male suitor trying to talk to you when you weren't interested, but I feel like you might have some perspective on what Amber could be going through here in this episode. So Caleb and Amber are together, and Caleb is telling her basically, I threw the competition for you, and she's like, well, that's not what I wanted. And he's telling her, well, I just didn't want you to be in this position. And so now you owe me. You owe me. And she's like, that's not the deal. Kara, tell us from a woman's perspective your insight into this.
I can totally relate to her. It's like he's into her and she's not into him, and she's trying to be nice, but it's like there's only so much you can do to get the point across that you're not into them. And when they just don't give up, it almost starts to just get exhausting. So I feel bad for her.
Yeah, this is sort of like the thing where like a guy like buys a woman a gift or like pays for dinner and says, okay, well now I did this, so right. Now you owe me. And she did not want this. She does not want to owe Caleb anything.
No, she doesn't. She's obviously uncomfortable with all his advances that he makes about asking her on a date. So, I don't know. She even made the comment about she wished she had come into the house being like 300 pounds or something.
Yeah, that's probably not the right way to go.
No, probably not.
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think anybody who's watching Big Brother wants to hear Amber I wish I wasn't attractive, because then I wouldn't have to deal with this guy hitting on me.
Yeah, I know.
And Caleb says in her like I think you're not understanding, because 9 million people are watching this. 9 million people saw me throw the veto for you, or throw the battle of the block. So you owe me. You got to be if you're not my date to the finale, then you're gonna I like how he's already thinking there's no way I'll be final 2. Yeah, there's no chance I'll be still in the house for the final 2. I need a date for the finale party.
I'm pretty sure the whole cast has to go to the finale, so I mean she's gonna be there regardless.
Yeah. So all right. So then later on, I'm gonna skip over when Hayden told Nicole that he was gonna kiss her. How come it's cute when Hayden says things to Nicole, but it's not cute when Caleb says things to Amber?
I think this hate.
Is it the music? Is that it, Brian?
Yeah, the music. No, just kidding. I don't know, because Hayden has this different way of doing it, and Caleb is just he's much more aggressive. Hayden's just kind of cute.
Okay. Well, all right. So then later on, all right. Now here is Amber, and she's getting a massage from Cody, and it's funny because Cody's giving Amber the massage, and she's like, "Oh, I owe you. Oh, I owe you," which is so funny. the exact phrase that Caleb's like, "You owe me." It's like, I don't owe you anything. But he gives her a massage. Oh, I owe you. What do you think, Kara? What is your read on Cody and Amber? Is that just friends, or do you think there's something more going on there?
I think she thinks it's just friends. I think he, if given the opportunity, would jump on it in a heartbeat.
Oh. Interesting. So you think Cody does like Amber, but who does Amber like then?
Yeah. No
Does
one.
nobody in the house?
I don't think she's in it to have a showman. She doesn't seem like she wants that. She seems like she kind of wants to just be by herself. So I don't think anyone.
She did say in the first night that Devin was her type. She said she liked tall, dark, and handsome. Is that the problem?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay. So, Brian, what's your read? Do you think Cody likes Amber?
Cody flirted with all the girls, even Mama Joe. So
yeah, he did.
He just did a strip dance for her. My gosh.
Okay, but
you did? What?
Yes, yes.
Oh yeah, we saw that.
But Kara, so do you think is Cody playing with fire? He knows that Caleb is obsessed with Amber. So why give Amber a massage? He knows Caleb is crazy. Why get into this?
I don't know. He is playing with fire, and I think even when he sits down face to face with Caleb and says, "Oh, I would come to you and tell you," no way. Like if she was like, "Hey, let's, made a pass at him or an advance or something," like he's not gonna go tell Caleb about it. He's gonna do it.
Yeah.
He's not gonna turn her down.
Okay, so it was so funny because they were talking about, she's like, "What are you thinking about?" He's like, "I'm thinking that Caleb is giving me the death stare." And like they lined up the shot perfectly where he could see what was going on and hear them, and he was just like boiling. And then he like walked by, and there was like even Cody called it, an awkward moment that happened between them out. And so Caleb goes upstairs, and he says in the diary room, he's like, "Check this out, home skillet. If you move in on my girl, the king beast mode cowboy comes out." And Caleb's really pissed.
Listen, because she's his queen. She's his queen.
Yeah. If you mess with the queen, I'm coming after you. So Cody was also really funny he's like in the diary room with, "Oh, wonderful," So they have a conversation, and then they go, like Caleb pulls him aside and it's like, "Okay, just tell me. If you're my friend, if you're trying to move in on her, I don't care, but just tell me. You gotta just tell me." And he should never tell him. He should never say anything.
No, he never would. At the end of the day, he would never tell him. I would be terrified of Caleb if I was Cody.
He's like OJ. It would be like if OJ went to Ron Goldman's house and like, "Hey, if you want to date Nicole, like that's fine. Just tell me it's cool. Everything's fine. Everything's fine." Like, don't tell him. Oh my God.
Don't tell him.
Okay.
He wouldn't.
Okay. So we get a little bit more with the Team America. Okay. Oh, actually, before we get to that, Cody basically tells Derrick that I want to get rid of Caleb if Devin wins the veto and we have to vote out Caleb. I'm on board with that because I think he's going to come after me over the Amber thing. So do you think, Kara, that is this Cody just having good foresight to know what's going on, or does Cody want to get Caleb out of the house because he does want to move in on Amber?
I just think he's terrified of Caleb, and that's why he wants him out. And that's, that's my opinion. I think he's terrified of him.
Is Cody in the friend zone with Amber? Can he bounce back from this?
I don't think so. I don't see it happening.
Okay, so you think he's stuck in the friend zone then?
I mean, maybe not, but I feel like I can read her pretty well, and I can, just from being a girl, and I feel like she's not interested like that.
How about Nicole and Hayden? Can you read that better for us?
I think he's more into her than she is him. I think she's but I think she's doesn't want to have a showman, so she's probably keeping a lot of it away, but I don't know. That's another weird situation. She seems awkward around him.
Yeah, what's her problem? He seems like a good-looking guy, Hayden. I feel like if she doesn't move in on this, I feel like once he gets out of the house, I feel like she needs to, if she likes it, she needs to not put a ring on it, but she needs to move in here. I think that there's going to be a lot of girls coming after Hayden when he gets out of the house.
Yeah, I agree. I think it might be too late by then, but maybe not. I don't know. But she definitely doesn't seem to want a showman.
All right. So we got a lot of the Team America task tonight, and we talked about the Amanda Zuckerman thing. Kara, would you buy that Zach is Amanda Zuckerman's cousin?
Yeah, if I didn't know either of them, or him at all, I guess I should say, like, I would probably buy it. Like, it would make sense since they're both from South Florida. They both do kind of look similar. But I don't know.
Do you think Willie should have told people that it was just a rumor that Team America was starting, that he was Russell Hantz's brother?
Yeah. No, everyone knew he was, though. It was like there was no covering up for that.
Yeah, that's that's sort of like the Alyssa and Rachel thing. Yeah,
right.
It's like no covering up. Brian, was that a bigger deal in the house this week about Zach being the cousin of Amanda?
It wasn't necessarily accurate what they showed on the show. I mean, there was another tale that the third wasn't supposed to be Zach. The third was somebody else that they told and didn't believe, but they repeated. So what they would do is they would say, "I'm telling you this. Will you go ask somebody?" Instead of spreading the rumor. They're really just following their orders to go ask the person if they had heard this thing that they were spreading to begin with. And they never really covered how no one believed them in the end. They just picked certain conversations to make it look like they had actually accomplished their mission when they didn't.
So you think that the Team America stole $5,000 this week?
Yeah, and are they not going to steal it next week? I mean, who's going to be the decider on whether or not the person they eventually get nominated is or is not a floater or something?
Yeah, so Team America task for this week was who should Team America get nominated next week? A floater, or B, a strong competition threat. Well, what if Team America, first off, 4 people are going to get nominated. Okay, so chances are Team America could take credit, like, by process of elimination. There's no way 4 people can not be nominated this upcoming week without either a floater or a challenge threat being nominated. So this feels like and is America going to vote for should a strong challenge threat be nominated? Like, America's going to vote for a floater should be nominated, and that's what this whole twist is, Battle of the Block. That it's all the floaters get nominated. So
I agree. It's all the floaters get nominated.
Brian, do you feel like that this is this manipulation on the part of the show, or you feel like that they don't know what to do with Team America?
I mean, it's just like this. I mean, this is a wash, really. I mean, what are they going to do? A floater, or they're just going to pick whoever they want nominated and say, "Oh, well, that's the floater, or that's the strong competition threat." You want to vote in a strong competition threat? Well, that if you're looking at competition wins, you got to say Donny's a strong competition threat, right?
He does have 2 vetoes now and a couple of Battle of the Blocks.
Yeah, so we're almost looking definitely as a floater.
Physical threat. They said strong physical threat, right? Physical or
yeah, and he just
threat.
took out the 2 strongest physical threats in that POV and bragged about it in the DR.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, he did.
Old man beatdown.
Yeah, the old man beatdown was working.
Hashtag old man beatdown.
Hashtag old man beatdown. So they picked players for the veto competition. Christine, Devin, and Donny all got picked. It was funny when they did the picking the players for the veto competition that they put Jocasta's bow tie on the chair for her. That was, I mean,
her bow tie got more airtime than she did this episode, so good for that.
Good for Jocasta's bow tie. Have you ever considered wearing a bow tie, Kara?
No, never.
Okay.
Not for me. It's not my look, but
not everybody can pull it off.
Not everyone can pull it off. I probably could not pull it off, but if she can, good for her.
Okay, so Christine, Devin, Donny end up going into the veto competition. Devin is pumped up. He's like, "Man, I'm stoked. I'm pumped. I'm just gonna go out there and animal this thing, and that's how I'm gonna do it." I feel like that in some ways that this was not the right veto ceremony for Donny to win. If you were rooting for Donny to stay in the house, by the luck of the draw, this wasn't the best match for him, something that really requires a lot of thinking. It was hard to animal this competition, right? What do you think,
I
Brian?
wouldn't picture Donny winning. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was saying I wouldn't picture Donny winning this competition, so it was kind of a surprise.
Yeah. And yeah, it was surprising, but I guess not if you're like Devin said later on in the episode. And Donny, I still don't believe who you say you are. We're back to that, really, Devin? Really? Who does he think he is?
I don't know.
You know, it is.
Ex-military, something.
Brian, why does Donny wear a Harvard Medical T-shirt on the show?
That's what I want to know.
Yeah, what's up with that?
I have no idea.
Does he have a friend in there, or is it like an ironic shirt? Is it like a hipster thing that he wears an ironic shirt?
It may be. I don't know. I really don't know. I've never. That's puzzling to me as well.
Okay.
So no correlation.
Yeah, I don't
know.
I mean,
he went to Harvard.
I don't think so, but he is a smart guy. It's just weird that he's wearing like, if anything, you would think he would try to play down that he's smart. I feel like the appeal of Donny is that he's a smart guy, but he comes off like a simpleton. And but by wearing a Harvard Medical T-shirt, it almost does the opposite of that. It's like wearing a shirt that says, "Hey, I really am smart."
Maybe he kept their grounds.
Maybe. Okay. Is that where Kelly Pickler went to medical school, Harvard Medical?
No.
No, that's not.
I mean, I don't know, but I'm gonna go with no.
Yeah, I think so. So Donny ends up having a conversation with Derrick, and Derrick is like, "Hey, Donny, you got to tell me what are you doing? We're gonna backdoor Devin." And Donny's like, "Well, this is the first I'm hearing of this." It's like, how does Brian? Is that true? Does Donny not know? How could Donny not know that the plan is to backdoor Devin?
I think from him, he's heard about this plan. I think everybody just knew what was going on. It was been open discussion like for the previous week. That is why Devin put Zach on the block, is because everybody was coming after him. So I think it was just he didn't hear it from someone that he thought was in his alliance as part of Team America, and he's tired of not being in the know.
Yeah, and so Donny is not comfortable sharing with Derrick because apparently Derrick is not sharing his plans with Donny, and Donny tells us about Derrick. As far as I'm concerned, he could just go take a hike. That was like that's as mean as Donny gets, I think. Right?
Yeah, you're way too good at impressions. It's distracting.
You could just go take a hike, as far as I'm concerned. Brian, has anybody ever told you to go take a hike?
Yes.
Yeah. Did you do it?
Well, yeah. I mean, you usually do when you're in the military.
Oh man. So I liked Devin really starting to pump himself up that he's Rocky. I'm the underdog. I'm going to run up the stairs. I'm going to beat up some meat in the locker. I'm going to fight Apollo. I'm going to win. I'm going to say Adrian at the end of the show. And he's pumped up. He's getting warmed up. Caleb is also getting pumped up that he put himself on the block for a girl named Amber, and now he's gonna win the veto. Did you think that? What did you think of Caleb going for the Tim Tebow look going into the veto competition?
What do I think about it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. They're just bored and need something to pump themselves up. That's all you have when you're
here. Are Caleb and Jocasta on the same page at all? That he's doing the Tim Tebow thing and he's putting the John 3:16 in the eye black. Are these two people who have these strong views, are they able to get on the same page?
Not really, as in strategically, but they do have a strong connection through spiritually. They obviously she ministers to him quite a bit.
To Caleb?
Yeah.
Jocasta ministers to Caleb?
Yes.
Okay.
Could Caleb get in
to several people in the house? I'm sorry, Rob.
Yeah. Could Caleb get in the three-way alliance with Jocasta and God?
Oh, I think so. But didn't they
the God Squad?
Oh yeah, because Pallid got evicted. Yep, they're looking for another Trinity alliance.
He does sit by his queen when she reads the Bible. Does that count?
That's it.
Yeah.
God's telling Jocasta to reel in Caleb.
Yes. Caleb, this is God. and we have an opening. We've lost Pow Pow from the God Squad Alliance. we are opening this up to bring you in. So tell us.
They're trying to save his soul.
If you don't join us, you're the target next week when when Donny gives the HOH to Jocasta. All right, so you knew that maybe it wasn't the best omen for Devin when he broke the door going into the backyard for this competition.
That made me laugh. It made me laugh though. Like I literally laughed out loud. It was hilarious. But yeah, not a good omen.
The guys, I broke the door. Going outside. Brian, did you like this veto? This is another interesting challenge. There's been a few of these challenges so far this season that have been pretty unique, and I can't think of another Big Brother challenge that I've ever seen like this one, right?
I like the challenge. What I didn't like about the challenge is the way they drew for him. It was unfair towards Devin. He had to go every single time. He won. He couldn't say, oh, well, these two people go off next. It's like the next person in line gets to challenge him again.
Yeah, that's a good point. That, when they do the HOH challenges like that, where it's like the person who gets the question right, all right, now you pick the next two people. And so that was unfair.
But sometimes I think it gives them an advantage, and I think it did give him a little bit of an advantage because when you're doing it, then you get used to doing it and you get better at it, and I think he was.
But they usually do
sometimes
it
it's
like
not,
those.
Sometimes it's not terrible, like Frank my season. I think it gave him an advantage, like, getting to do it over and over again.
But they seeded those competitions usually. They'll give one person, everybody a run through, and then they'll seed you, and the person with the worst time has to go throughout the entire bracket.
Yeah.
When they did it, though, I was starting to think that, Devin had a chance. I mean, I knew how the competition was going to play out, but I thought Devin had a good point. He's like, the more times I play this, the better I get at it. And so I did think, like, oh, yeah, he should be able to, like really do this easily. Like, you would think that him on his third time should have been able to beat Donny. It seemed like Devin really was not able to figure out what was going on.
No, I do feel like he got better because he was, doing it over and over again. But I do think Donny had a good strategy because he was able to just sit and watch and kind of strategize in his head, like exactly kind of the moves he needed to make.
So Donny ends up knocking Devin out, and then Donny has to take on Caleb. And Caleb, I don't even understand what he said. He's like, my mom always told me you may not be the brightest crayon in the box, but at least you're in the box. Like, what does that mean? Did Caleb's mom tell him that he's stupid?
Sounds like it.
Yeah, sounds like it. And I thought it was the brightest color in the crayon box. Like, he just left that word out. I was so confused. I'm like, wait, is it the brightest color in the crayon box?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So the old man beatdown happens. Donny wins the veto, and he's going to bring Jocasta the veto. And he's like, there was nothing that made me happier than bringing the veto to Jocasta. And he's so excited about this. And then Jocasta, it was almost as if she was the target this week and she was going home. She just was like screaming. Brian, what was Jocasta's reaction again?
Thank you, Jesus.
Yeah, why is she thanking Jesus and not Donny?
That's what I said. That's exactly what I said. I'm like, don't thank Jesus, thank Donny.
Derrick pulled Donny's thing out of the bag, and God made that happen.
That was the God part of it?
Yep.
Okay.
Man. So Donny doesn't get any credit. All goes to God. And now what? First off, then Cody comes in and does this whole striptease. Again, Amber is right there. Caleb's not in the room, but Amber is right there. Isn't Cody asking for punishment when he does a striptease in the room with Amber there when Caleb finds out about this, Kara?
You would think, he's asking for punishment. Like, what is he doing?
Yeah,
I was baffled.
Did Caleb react to this? Was he pissed off that Cody did this?
No. No, I mean, why should he? I don't think. I don't even know that he heard about it.
Was the Cody Caleb thing, was that overblown on the TV show?
It seems like it was. No, I mean, because more stuff has happened. It's in spoiler territory, and it's a perfect setup for where we're going with Caleb Amber.
Okay, good.
And Cody.
Oh.
Okay.
Like it.
And so, what the heck is Jocasta talking about? That she's so used to giving to everybody. All she does is give and give and give. She's so used to giving that for her to be receiving, this was such a wonderful thing, Kara.
I don't know. I mean, it's called karma, and that's great. But she just kept going on and on and on about it, and it was just so dramatic. I'm like, okay.
She
said
it like 10 times in a row.
Yes, it was a bit much, and just tears just streaming down her face. I mean, just weeping in the diary room.
Yeah, Brian, have you seen?
Used to giving.
So you do impressions too. Brian, have you seen evidence of Jocasta's giving in the house in these first 3 weeks?
Oh yeah, she's the mama of the house. She especially likes people like Zach. I mean, she's not really all that close to Zach, but she'll still make him food and have it waiting for him when he wakes up. And she does that with other people. So she is taking on the mother role of the house pretty effectively, I would say.
Okay, Mother Teresa.
Mother Teresa, bless her.
Mother, pick up my trash after me is what it's coming down to.
All right, so then Devin uses the veto on Donny uses the veto on Jocasta, and Devin goes up on the block, and he feels like, every daughter thinks her dad is a superhero, but that his daughter may not think that Devin is a superhero anymore. Kara, did that pull the heartstrings for you?
Yeah, it does, because even though he's kind of, like I said earlier, he's kind of a villain, it makes him very likable, because he does have this, huge heart, and he obviously, would do anything for his daughter, hopefully what dad wouldn't, but it does make him really likable. So you can't, not dislike him, almost, even when he's, on a power trip and crazy.
How do you think, if the vote holds, how do you think he's going to do with Julie Chen tomorrow night?
I think he's gonna go.
Do you think that he will be teary-eyed when he's with Julie?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think he's gonna cry. Definitely. Especially if she brings up his daughter, because he has a daughter. I don't know if you guys knew that, but he has a daughter. So if she brings him up, I think it'll be instant tears.
Yeah, Brian, how do you think that interview is gonna go with Julie on the Thursday show?
She'll say, "Now, Devin, let's talk about your daughter." And everybody's going to go, bro.
Imagine they bring her out. Maybe they have her in the audience.
Oh, he'll lose it. He will lose it.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if they would do that.
They used to do that in the early seasons of Big Brother. It's like, okay, here your mom is here. She's waiting for you to get out of the house, and then they have but they stopped doing that. I feel like by Big Brother 6 or something like that.
What if she just learned to talk?
Big Brother Canada.
What if she just learned to talk and said, "I'm so disappointed in you. I'm sorry."
Yeah, her first words were
you're
bro.
Not a superhero.
Dad, you let me down. Bro. You let me down, Dad. Okay. So, Brian, should we segue into talking about the live feeds?
Oh, let's do it.
All right, but first, I want to just take a moment and remind you guys, Kara, we have such a big night coming up on Sunday. We're having our first ever Big Brother 16 viewing party with Brendan and Rachel at the Hollywood Improv on this upcoming Sunday night on July 20th. We are opening up the doors at 7:30 to bring people in to watch the shows with us. We're also working on trying to get some more LA reality people down there to watch the show with us. We're going to watch the Big Brother 16 episode on Sunday night on the West Coast feed. We moved the time back a little bit to make this work better for everybody. And we're going to watch the show on the West Coast feed, and then we're going to do a live podcast with Brendan and Rachel right after that at the Hollywood Improv. Tickets are $10. It's going to be a really, really fun live show that we're doing this upcoming Sunday night. Plus, we've added a new twist this week where if you use the promo code Brenchel, we are having HOH package for one lucky person is going to get they're going to get drink tickets, food tickets, a green room opportunity to take pictures with Brendan and Rachel, the HOH table, which is the best seat in the house, and also some T-shirts and a comedy CD prize pack from the Hollywood Improv as well. So if you are interested and you're in the LA area, you can go to robhasawebsite.com/RHAP live. robhasawebsite.com/RHAP live for more information. It's going to be such a fun night on Sunday, this upcoming Sunday night, and we're going to watch the show live. All right, let's get into talking about stuff from the live feeds. And I have to go down to my P.O. box because allegedly there's a buzzer over there. All right, Kara, that means we're free to talk about spoilers now. Okay?
Yay.
Okay. Brian, so where do we stand right now with this vote on Thursday night?
If I'm going to give you a prediction on the vote, it's going to have to be 9-2 because Nicole and Christine are talking about hinky votes and framing people.
Framing people. Well, okay, so if they put their 2 votes to keep Devin, who are they trying to frame?
Donny and Jocasta?
Oh, Christine hates Donny, right?
She's always said he was weird and creepy. I mean, a lot of people were saying that there was this rumor going around that she had called him a pervert, and I was like, well, give me a flashback time for that, and no one ever came up with one. And what we finally figured out was that she had called him creepy or something, and people don't like Donny to be called creepy because he's like the most popular house guest.
Kara, Donny's not creepy, right?
I don't think he's creepy. I think he's sweet, and he's just not. I don't think there's anything creepy about him.
Well,
now, what's your take on? Okay, but were you going to say he's creepy?
No, in the context of their discussion, they were talking about him being creepy, going around starting all this stuff that has to do with Team America. So technically, he was being creepy.
He was creeping around.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
He was on the creep, but not creepy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kara, what's your take on Christine? We haven't talked about her very much.
I like Christine. I feel like she's kind of like maybe like a silent assassin. I feel like if they leave her in a long time, she could like come out of nowhere and do some damage.
Kara, what do you think?
I'm hoping to see good things from her.
What do you think about the rumors that there is a 13th house guest in the house named Victoria?
There's Victoria?
Yes.
What?
Brian, is that true? That I've heard a rumor, I've seen it on Joker's updates that there is a house guest named Victoria this season. Have you seen this person?
Yes, I mean she's even rarer to catch on the feeds than someone like Zach who's sleeping all the time.
Well, where is she?
She hangs out with Jocasta crew, so I mean, she is never around. Right? Even when they call her to the diary rooms, she's like, oh, well, give me a little bit. Go ahead and call somebody else, and then they call somebody else, and then they don't ever call her back.
Yeah. So she's in with Jocasta and Donny.
Yeah, and Brittany, I believe. That's like her closest crew, I would think. Basically, they're like outsiders.
Brittany's
sort of forgotten about this week as well, right?
Yeah.
Like, how do you mean?
From the TV perspective, I mean, she had almost no screen time tonight.
Yeah, I feel like it's because her confrontations with Devin have died down. So she is like blending back into the background quite a bit.
All right, so if Devin goes home, or assuming Devin goes home on Thursday night, what happens to the house now? I feel like we have these moments in the Big Brother house where, there's one person who sort of dominates the airtime in the early going. In Big Brother 14, you know, it happened after Willie left. We had it in Big Brother Canada after you know, Kenny, or after Andrew was gone, where it's sort of like there's like a little bit of like a lull now. So the game is going to kind of reset. And what does the post-Devin Big Brother game look like, Brian?
I guess it just depends on who ends up being HOH. I think if the guys end up controlling the house next week, they're going to end up nominating 4 girls. Maybe Amber's like the target of that. Maybe if we get thrown one of these HOHs that's friendly towards girls, that might be the best option, to have to watch these guys scramble and to see who gets kicked out of that group. I have really no idea what's going to happen.
Is it time for an endurance comp tomorrow?
No.
It could be. I don't know.
Tara says no.
No, she says no, so I'll agree with that.
Too early.
No, I'm gonna say next week will be the endurance comp, and it should be geared towards females, hopefully.
Kara, who are you rooting for this season?
I'm rooting for Derrick as of now. I really like Derrick, and I like Zach.
Yeah. What is it about Derrick and Zach?
You know what I like? Well, I think what I most like about Derrick is, like, in that house, like, you know, everyone just loves to talk about themselves, and they're these huge personalities, and I like people that just kind of sit back and just listen instead of just, you know, talking about themselves. So I kind of relate to him a little bit. I think that's why I like Derrick.
Derrick's been good. Brian, could you give us Julie Chen asked Devin to grade his HOH last week. Could you grade Derrick's HOH stint for the week?
Well, I'll just take the Team America task out of it and say his HOH alone is a 9 out of 10.
Whoa, that's pretty good.
He's done exactly what the house wants, so he can only get credit for it out of the house. And plus, it does give him something to campaign on at the end of the game if he's lucky enough to make it to.
Okay. Brian, tell us about what's going on with the detonators, not the Devinators.
Yeah, the detonators are basically bomb squad members, the functional ones. Like, well, I mean, Hayden's a functional bomb squad member, but he was added late. So if you'll take out Caleb and Amber, it's just basically all of those players came together last night and wanted to solidify something together in the HOH room, and they agreed on a 5-person alliance called the Detonators.
Okay. And how do you feel about them going forward?
I feel like it's a solid crew, but it's full of people who would backstab you in a moment's notice. So I think they might.
Wait, so name the 5 though.
Okay.
Like for
so
people who don't watch the feeds like me.
Okay, so Zach, Derrick, Cody, Christine, and oh my gosh, I'm getting stuck here. Christine, Zach, Frankie, and Derrick. Derrick, Frankie, Zach, Christine, and Cody.
Okay.
So Brian, you were also saying that there's some more drama with Caleb and Amber this week.
Yeah, so Amber has been talking to Caleb and telling him straight up that she does not like him in that way, which I think is a horrible idea. But Caleb has already feels like that he's not getting the reciprocation he's needed from making that big, huge move that he's claiming that he's made to go up on the block to save her or whatever. And so now he basically wants her to be nominated next week. He's not going to do it himself, but he's been talking to Derrick basically Derrick about having somebody nominate her.
Do you think he'll go through with that?
No.
It depends. It depends. What if she does go to him and tell him that I mean, there ain't no telling what she could say to him and how he's going to take it.
Tara, what is the right move for Amber? Does she have to go and basically tell Caleb to his face, look, I'm not interested in you that way, and I think she probably has said that. But does she need to be like stern with him, or should she be trying to use this to her advantage and trying to string Caleb along, which for my money does not seem like she's really doing?
No, she's not. I feel like if she was smart, she would use it to her advantage. Like, she definitely should use it. Like, and just, it's not like she has to have a showmance, but, you know, flirt with him a little bit and, you know, be friends with him and don't tell him, oh, you know, it's a definite no on us ever dating, because it will help her. I mean, and he'll end up getting eliminated before she does, I'm sure. So if she was smart, she would use it.
Yeah. She should be like, oh, maybe if you win HOH next week, maybe I will go on that date. Like, all right, I'll do it. You know,
Yeah.
I think that she should be doing that. Brian, does she ever talk about it in that way?
No, she never talks about it in that way, other than that conversation that she had with Derrick, like really early in the feeds, where Derrick suggested that she use that. And other than seeing things like we saw after this POV competition, in which she runs up to him and kisses him, like almost right on the lips, like right here on the cheek. So, I mean, she may be doing things unintentionally that he's picking up on. She's not doing it intentionally, though. She's not leading him on intentionally, which is poor game. She has no game.
Okay. Sorry, Amber. Sorry. No game for Amber. Anything else from the live feeds this week? I know it was definitely a slower week this week as compared to the first 2 weeks in the house.
No, it's really just been like a slow kind of thing. A lot of the Team America stuff that we saw on this episode had happened after the POV ceremony, so we got to see some of the feed stuff that we could be spoiling on tonight's episode.
Okay. What do you think they're going to show us on the Thursday clips from the past week? Devin's campaigning?
I mean, they're going to show some of him campaigning and talking about how he's going to campaign respectfully, which he did. But most of it's going to be consumed with the Amber Caleb thing.
Yeah. I was thinking, it feels like it's going to be a boring show on Thursday night.
It might be.
Compared to last Thursday, you know.
Yeah.
Between all of the drama that was going on, I was like, how are they going to fit it all in? I don't know. Other than just showing Devin like going up to people like, hey, bro, you should keep me, you know, Caleb's a big threat. And then just having them be like, maybe. And so, I mean, was anybody considering the whole voting out Caleb at all this week?
Yeah, that was discussed, but it was mainly discussed in the context of if Devin had done something to keep the veto from being used, Caleb would be going home for sure. There were some people that said, hey, I would rather Caleb go home than Devin, but they would have had to go directly against Derrick's wishes, and he has too much control of the house right now, even post-veto ceremony when he has no power.
Okay. Let's take some of these questions from you guys here from the YouTube channel. Okay, let's go ahead and start with Alex Wilpon, who wants to know, are Christine and Nicole planning to throw votes Caleb's way tomorrow? What do you think of the move for them? Okay, well, we talked about this, that they're thinking about it. Brian, do you like this move for them?
Yes, I do. I just like the move in general because it can cause a whole lot of drama. I don't expect them to, if they do it, to throw each other under the bus. And they can also, because there's two of them, they can kind of protect each other in a way. Say, I don't think that person would have done that because I talked to them and they didn't, you know.
Do you think they could sell it?
I would think it might be hard to sell against Jocasta because she's going to deny it. And then people will have to believe that she's lying. But it's not. I don't figure that they will go out accusing people of it, though. So just stay. If you do it, just stay clear of it.
But is Jocasta the right person? Like, does Jocasta seem shady? Like, when Jocasta gets out the Bible and swears on the Bible, I mean, I feel like that holds a little more water than, like, Dan swearing on the Bible. You know what I mean? Karen knows what I mean.
Yeah.
So right, like, why would they think Jocasta's lying?
I don't know. I don't know, but they probably. I don't know if they're going to do that or not. Actually.
Okay. This is an interesting question, Brian. This is from John Lacazio, who says, on the live feeds, did you watch Victoria talking about being carried away by a crow? A couple of people have asked about this. Any thoughts on it? I thought it was very funny and entertaining. So, Brian, did you hear this story?
No.
Okay.
What did you hear about it?
A lot of people are asking me about it. I want to know, did Victoria get carried away by a crow? Kara, is this possible? Could a crow come and carry away a baby?
No. No. A baby? No.
All right.
Oh, when she was a child, she was
Yes.
talking about this.
Yes.
God, see, that's just like, that's just stupid. Why would you say something like that? Number one, as a baby,
you.
if you're going to be small enough as a baby to be carried away by a crow, you're going to have to be, like, in utero, number one. And you wouldn't remember it.
Yeah, I mean, if it was an owl, maybe it'd be more believable, but not even then.
Or a bald eagle.
Right. And if you were like a 4-pound chihuahua, not like, a 9-pound baby.
Yeah.
Or a goat on a cliff.
Yeah, well, didn't a bald eagle push a goat off a cliff? Could a bald eagle come and take Victoria away?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She could.
Okay.
How many bald eagles have you guys seen just flying around?
Oh, I see them all the time.
Oh, you do? Okay.
I do. I do.
I don't. Okay, I don't.
I look for them though.
Okay.
Let's go to Keith Dixon, who says, do you think either Team America choice will just result in them targeting a girl again? I could easily see Amber being the target if option B is selected. So, these choices this week are really a stretch, because I think, Brian, you hit on it, that who's to say, like, if you put Amber up, is she a physical threat or is she a floater?
I don't know. You could label her either. You could say, hey, we've got to nominate a floater. Yep, Amber's the floater. And then we're going to get her nominated. So what's production going to say about it? No, Amber's not a floater. And this is why? Is production going to get into the defining floater talk here?
That's always controversial when you try to define a floater.
Yeah.
Right, Karen?
I think
Yes.
Yeah, it is controversial, and I think it's like old school. Like if people watch Big Brother, like old school status, their definition of floater is different than like the new school people that watch it.
All right,
Definitely.
and we'll ask Rachel on Sunday night what her definition of a floater is. All right, let's take a question from Orange Shawl, who says, with winning POV against the most hated house guest, Devin, and rescuing a sick and joyfully tearful house guest, Jocasta, how much more likely is it now that Donny will be a future all-star? Kara, are you preparing for a world with Donny as a Big Brother all-star?
I would love it. I think viewers love seeing him, so for that reason alone, he probably would be asked back.
Kara, thank you so much for saying that. That meant the world to me, that you would say I was a Big Brother all-star. That's fantastic. Brian, is Donny an all-star?
I'd like to see a little more from him. I'd at least like to see him get to jury. But yeah, if he can get to jury, I think he's got the body of work to say, yeah, he is an all-star.
Yeah. I don't think Donny wins this game, but I could see Donny being the guy that gets brought back. Almost like the Big Brother version of Rupert. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I feel like he's going to be like America's favorite. Like, I don't think he'll win, but he'll get America's favorite. He reminds me of like Judd from last season.
Yeah, but
a little bit.
Like even more warm and fuzzy.
Yes, even more warm and fuzzy.
Like I could see a lot of people, oh, I love that guy. Oh, that guy's so funny. People love Donny. He's got like the thing with Big Brother people love somebody who like gets like seems like they're not really like the Jordan thing, where it's like they seem like they're very sort of naive, and they really like that.
Yeah, they
People
do.
like
Viewers seem to like that. So
they're very warm to that. Okay, let's going back to when I said what is the difference between Hayden and Caleb. This is from Yukon R, who says the difference between Hayden and Caleb is the looks on their faces. Hayden looks like he's not really serious, and Caleb looks like he's a stalker. Is that true, Kara? Is it all in the look on his face?
God, yeah, I don't know, because the way they edit stuff, you never know. But Caleb does seem really intense, which could and kind of does make him look a little bit stalkerish. He seems like very obsessive. That would be the word I use.
But don't women like that? Don't they want an intense guy?
No, not all women. I mean, some women maybe because they love the attention, but not all women want someone really intense like that. It's a bit much. Like for me, it would be a bit much.
So, yeah, Caleb would not be your type?
No.
Okay. Too intense. Gotta back down, Caleb. Okay.
Yeah.
What's that, Brian?
I was trying not to laugh about Beast Mode Cowboy not being caricature.
Yeah. That's my queen. Beast Mode Cowboy time. Okay. Marcus Palmer wants to say, what do you think about the house guest edit, like Caleb's obsession, being more accurate from the live feeds in tonight's show? Side note, hooray for seeing Cody for more than 10 seconds in this episode. Brian, has the TV show done justice to the Caleb and Amber relationship?
I thought the TV show made it pretty clear about Caleb being creepy with the music when he was talking to her. I saw that scene, and it didn't really seem like that creepy to me at the time. But like when they played the Creepazoid music, I was like, man, like Caleb is a freak. Get her away from him.
He is a freak.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do one last question. This is from Jacob Brabant, who says, is Victoria the biggest floater in Big Brother history? She isn't anywhere, and she sucks at gameplay and comps. All right. Brian, is Victoria the biggest floater in Big Brother history?
No, she's not even float. She don't do nothing. She doesn't do anything. She does like she would have to go to the HOH and do something, like try to go to the power, get some safety. She just like, who cares? Throw me up on the block. It don't matter.
Yeah, I feel like there's those two floater definitions where you could say the one is like, okay, well, the floater like floats to where the power is in the house, and then the other floater is just the person who just floats there and doesn't do anything. I feel like she's much more of the second thing.
Like she's just a drift in the water.
Yeah.
She's a drifter, not even a floater.
And that's what I think like the whole new school floater terminology means, is the second one you mentioned, which would be her.
The drifter.
Just floating along. The drifter, just floating along.
Okay.
She doesn't float to anyone in power. I mean.
Yes, absolutely. All right. Well, Kara, thank you so much for coming on with us. We really appreciate it. I'm glad this finally was able to work out. We got you set up, and you did a great job.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, thank you. And Brian, great job as well. Your official prediction is 9-2 for Thursday night.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So that is very, very interesting. We're going to see how that plays out when we see the votes on Thursday. Of course, we are going to have with us Ian Terry live on Thursday, live after Big Brother 16 at 10:15 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night to go over everything. We've got such a Big Brother weekend coming up here. Of course, we had tonight's show. Tomorrow, I'll be live with Brian and Ian Terry at 10:15 p.m. Eastern to talk about the eviction and the new HOHs. And then on Friday morning, bro, it's time to talk to the next evicted house guest from the Big Brother 16. And boy, if it's anything like Pow Pow's exit interview last week, this should be a good one with Devin, bro, on Friday morning. And then I'm working on a special podcast on Friday morning as well. I may have a bonus Big Brother podcast for you guys on Friday, and I think you guys will be pleasantly surprised with that one. So that's also something very fun. I'll tell you some more about that on Thursday night's show. And, of course, it's all leading to our Big Brother viewing party at the Hollywood Improv with Brendan and Rachel this Sunday night. If you're in the LA area, do yourself a favor and be there with us live. It's going to be me, Brendan, Rachel, some other reality stars there as well, watching the show live at the bar at the Hollywood Improv. And then we're going to go into the theater and we'll record our live podcast starting at 9 on Sunday night at the Hollywood Improv. So it's going to be a very, very fun next couple days. You can get tickets for that show at robhasawebsite.com/RHAP live. They'll also be in the show notes on robhasawebsite.com. Have a great night, everybody, and we'll talk to you again soon.